And first this week we saw She's Out of My League. It's directed by Jim Field-Smith, and it stars Jay Baruchel as Kirk, and he is a TSA officer working the magnetic detectors at the airport. And circumstances arise. He meets the character played by Alice Eve, and they somehow get involved with each other, and they hit off a relationship. And this film, it's a romantic comedy. It really isn't hitting anything new. The one thing that I did like about this is that the problems that arise out of this couple aren't the contrived ones that you see in most romantic comedies. I mean, this is an actual problem that couples could have. I mean, especially guys who are dating women who are far out of their league. So,
well, to a certain extent, yeah, that's true. I mean, there are some things about it that are fairly conventional, like an old boyfriend who is determined to get his old girlfriend back, and of course he's very good looking, and he's a jet fighter pilot, and his call sign
very conspicuous nickname.
His call sign is Footlong. Use your imagination.
Yeah.
But I mean, and the other thing that did bother me about the movie, it is very funny. And I thought the performances were good. Jay Baruchel, who's always been like the sidekick in any number of other comedies. I'm not completely convinced he can carry the movie on his own, but he is a pretty charming guy. He has a real natural charm. I mean, he's very likable. My biggest complaint was that the movie tries too hard to make his character the nice guy. I mean, the performance enough, I think, was enough to sell that he's a nice guy, and he didn't need to chase after old ladies after they leave the restaurant to give them back their sweaters, and he's almost too nice. Like the movie is like, he's a nice guy, and here's an example of why, and here's another example of why. They should have just let the performance stand on its own, and some of the humor is a bit too childish. I don't know that we need to see
childish, and it takes it to an extreme. It goes there's a certain point that funny is funny, and then it's just like, whoa, that's getting a little too far.
Yeah, if your friend is shaving your pubic hair, you don't need to see the hair to make the joke funny. And it does cross that line, I think, a little bit too often.
There's a couple of times,
But I mean, for the most part, it's a good-natured comedy, and it is funny, and this idea that a 5 can date a 10, sure, why not? This is Hollywood. We'll believe that. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah, and we'll be right back.